And now for our feature presentation.
Another Disney remake. It's so nice of Disney to keep remaking classic movies instead of doing original stuff. Maybe it was cool when the remakes happen every once in a while, but now it's like we get so many now. 19 remakes have happened, and you want to know how many top the original film it remade? A whopping 1. The Jungle Book was everything I wanted in a Disney remake. It retells the story of the original while adding new story elements that are executed well, CGI that still holds up today, and the whole film looks visually impressive. I mean, yeah, it is weird seeing a big Christopher Walken monkey singing, just sitting down, but does Peter Pan and Wendy do what the Jungle Book did? No, but at least it's better than the Lion King remake.
Long live the king!
That was so lame. Peter Pan and Wendy is about Peter Pan, a boy who never wants to grow old, takes the eldest daughter Wendy and her younger brothers to Neverland, a place where kids never grow old, where Peter is at constant odds with Captain Hook and his band of pirates. Now, while that is exactly word for word the plotline of Disney's film from 70 years ago, there are some changes to the story, changes that improve on aspects of the original film. Captain Hook and Peter Pan's relationship is improved on. I won't spoil, but wait. Does anyone care that this movie came out? I never spoil in my reviews, but I think I will a little this time because come on, do you really care that Peter Pan and Wendy came out when you could be watching a better movie? Are you there, God, it's me, Margaret? Well, just in case anyone is super hyped for this movie, I'm just going to spoil Captain Hook and Peter Pan's relationship real fast, so you can skip ahead. Anyways, basically, Captain Hook turns out to be the original Lost Boy. He left Neverland to find his mom, and it caused a rift between Peter and Hook's friendship. This is by far the most interesting aspect of the remake. It makes me wish that instead of just remaking the classic, they did this movie instead. Imagine it, the classic characters of Peter and Hook as best friends going to Neverland, Peter meets Tinkerbell, then the two somehow fall out, and the movie tells a beautiful story of how some friendships never last. Disney, hire me. What are you doing? I even got the perfect title for the movie, Hooked on a Feeling.
Hooked on a feeling.
Tiger Lily is back, and she seems to be here to show how Disney has corrected its racist mistakes from the past. She helped save the day, and while she isn't in the movie a lot, it is a huge improvement of the elements surrounding her in 1953, where it was just, yeah. The CGI on Tinkerbell is actually believable. Some small parts are a little uncanny, but any close-up of her is where you could tell most of Disney's $500 trillion went to. Yet they still couldn't help fund Ice Age 6. For things that are on par with the original, I said in my review of the classic that Captain Hook is an underrated villain. This man is threatening, but the crocodile be making this man fold instantly. It's hysterical every time. Jude Law is without a doubt the best performance of this entire remake. He's menacing and he has that old school Hook charm to him. It won't top the original because that Captain Hook was just so animated and his movements really captured the essence of what type of villain he is, but Jude Law does exceptional as Hook. The Lost Boys are as fun as they were in the original. There was an uproar because 2 of the Lost Boys are actually girls. This is because in the book it stated that girls are too smart to get lost. While I did have a little problem with it at first, the line that follows, Wendy asking why they are girls, Wendy says, "I guess it doesn't really matter." And honestly, I guess it doesn't, because Disney is going to keep doing these remakes, fans will be pleased or won't be. But does it even matter at the end of the day?
Are you?
Lost Boys.
Every last one of us.
But you're not all boys.
So?
Tinkerbell is no longer jealous of Wendy, and while that's a characteristic I missed, it's nice to get something different from the remakes, as this time Wendy and Tink both share a mutual agreement that Peter Pan needs to grow up at some point. Wendy is as likable as she was back 7 decades ago. Ever Anderson is the best child actor in the movie, and that leaves me to my negatives. Peter Pan in the original is an asshole.
He's an asshole.
She's a wonderful nurse, although father says...
Girls talk too much.
Yes, girls talk to... Oh.
Well, get on with it, girl.
In this one, he's definitely more likable, but that seems to come at a cost. I'm sure Alexander Maloney is a good guy, and maybe it was the script, but this boy, he does not sell me on the main character whatsoever. In this version, Peter is young, but he's not nearly as eccentric as he was back in the day. Yeah, he sucked as a person, but he was energetic and full of life like a kid. Peter Pan here is mostly calm, and even his battle cries feel like they are phoned in. So now it feels like a pick your poison situation. You can have a calm, phoned in Peter Pan, or an eccentric asshole. The movie starts off with tons of promise, but once we get to Neverland, it never actually feels magical. I'm not saying bring back the mermaids that tried to waterboard Wendy, but it helped made Neverland seem even more enchanting than it already did. The color palettes of this film strips away that beauty of Neverland. While there are some shots that will end up being some of my favorite of the year, the world of Neverland feels dull because of the vibrancy that's been stripped away. And it doesn't help that whenever they travel, it looks like the Windows background. Peter Pan and Wendy has some bright moments that show that Disney can make a remake as good as the original, but many moments keep this from feeling anything but magical.
To grow up might just be the biggest adventure of all.